Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Today's video I'll be showing you guys how I made this beautiful top. It has an inverted U-Hemline and drapes on the sleeve. It's a very beautiful top. I love it so much and I can't wait to share with you guys how I made it. So let's go straight into the video. So we're going to be making this beautiful blouse. And I'll start with my patterns. I have my basic torso pattern for the front and back. This is the front pattern. Now I'm going to start by marking my blouse length, which is 26 inches. Then I'll draw a line to indicate the hemline of my blouse. So this is my torso pattern, and then the first thing I'll do here is to go up by 1 inch. I want to give it that rounded effect at the hemline, so I'll just use my curve ruler to connect. Then I'll cut off the excess. So this is my basic torso pattern right now, and then I'm going to work on the darts. I'll open up the waist darts, and then I'm going to close the bust darts. So I've closed my bust dart, then I'm going to cut off the remaining part of my dart. So this is how my pattern looks right now. The next thing I'll do is to work on my under bust. My under bust circumference is 32 inches. Now I'm going to divide by 4, which is 8 inches. So I'm going to mark 8 inches from the center front. I'll start the measurement from the center front, then continue the measurement towards the other part of my bodice, this other side. I'll continue from where I stop at the center front area. Then I'll mark 8 inches. Now I'll take note of what is left. I have 1 inch left. So I'm going to mark 3/8 on this part of the dart leg close to the center front. I'm going to mark 3/8 there, while I'll mark 5/8 on this other part. So I'm just going to spread the excess across my under bust line. So I'm going to mark my bust arc circumference. Remember, the bust arc is gotten from the difference between your bust line and your under bust line. So if you have a compass, you can just go round. I don't have a compass, so I'm just improvising with my measuring tape. So I marked 3/8 at the front part, then I'll mark the remaining at this side. That's 5/8. And then I'm taking quarter of an inch at this side to give it further tightening. I want the under bust to be very firm, so I'm connecting to my waistline with a straight line. I'm connecting all the points to my waistline. At the side, I'm going to use my slightly curved ruler to connect so I can get all the points that I need to mark out. So that is what I'm doing. So I'm going to insert paper at the under bust area so I can draw my under bust curve neatly. So I'm going to connect from the under bust to my bust point on the bust line with a curved ruler. I'll do the same thing on this other part. So I have my pattern looking good at this point. Okay. So I want to do an over bust tightening. And so I had to divide my shoulder into two equal parts. Then I'll connect to my bust point. Okay, I just want to take my neck depth. I'll be using 9 inches as my neck depth. So I'll just connect with a straight ruler to form a V-neck. So this is my neck right now, a V-neck line. So I want to draw my bust arc on this line from my shoulder seam, and that's the difference between my bust point and my under bust. So I'm going to mark half inch on either sides of the line for my over bust tightening. Then I'll connect to my bust point. I'll connect these new points to my bust point using a slightly curved ruler. At this point, I'm just making a little correction there. I'm going to I'm going to draw my style line right now. And it's coming from the center front. It's just a basic neckline, nothing dramatic or nothing serious. So that's my style line, my neckline rather. And this is my front. I'm working on the front bodice. So I think I'm done with the basic things that I need to do, and I'm cutting. That's my neckline, and I'm just numbering them so I don't forget. And then if you look at the M line of the top, you will notice that there is a curve at the center front. So I'm going to mark the curve right now. So at this part, I'm going in by 2.5 inches. I just hope that will be enough. 2.5 inches. And then at the center front, I'll be going in by 2.5 inches also. Then I'll bring my two dart legs together at the M line and then draw my curve using my curved ruler. Just watch what I'm doing. It's a very simple process. So I'm done with drawing my curve, and then I'll cut it out. And this is what my M line looks like right now. And then I just remember the extension at the side seam. There is an extension. It's not fitted at the M line. So I'm going to go out by 1.5 inch for the side. I'll just create an extension of 1.5 inches. So I'm going to mark 1.5 inch at this point, and then I'll connect to my waistline with a straight line, with a slanted line. Now I'm going to cut all my pattern pieces. So this is what the front looks like. This is the yoke, this is the center front part, and this is the side front part. So I'll just set that aside and work on the back. I'm basically going to be repeating most of the processes I did in the front for the back pattern. So the first thing that I want to do is to mark my blouse length, which is 26 inches. So I'm taking it from my waistline. My shoulder to waist is 19, and then from there I stepped down to 26 inches. So I'll just draw a straight line across. So this is my pattern. I'm going to create the same extension that I created in the front. I'll step out by 1.5 inches from the M line. But first of all, I went up by 1 inch and then connect to my hemline. Then I'll go out by 1.5 inches to get the extension. Then I'll connect to my waistline. So this is the back hemline right now. So I marked the neckline for the back and then removed the yoke for the back and joined it to the front. Then I took the measurement on the neckline of the front, and that's what I'll be using to mark my sleeve, which is 17.5 by 34 inches. I'm going to be cutting on my fabric right now. So for the yoke part, I measured 17.5 by 34. That's the measurement that I got for the yoke part, and that's exactly what I'll be marking on my fabric. The 34 inches is actually to accommodate gathers. I want, like on the picture, you notice that there are gathers on the sleeve parts. So the 34 inches is to accommodate all the gathers that will be on the sleeve parts. So I'm just going to cut out a straight fabric of 17.5 inches by 34 inches on fold. So I have cut out all my pattern pieces. This is the sleeve. This is the center front unfold. I cut two with the lining, and that's the side of the front. And this is the back. I also cut two for the back, the lining and the main fabric. So let's go into the sewing tutorial. So the first thing I will do is to mark out my darts. I'm just going to notch the hemline to indicate where my dart legs are, and then mark my darts. I'm marking my darts for all the pattern pieces for the back pattern. I'm just going to remove my pins right now and then pin all my pattern pieces so that I can easily sew my darts. Now for the front pattern, I'm going to be joining the sides to the center front. So I'll join the lining separately and then join the fabric separately. So I'll be taking all of them to my sewing machine to sew them. So I've sewn all of them. I've sewn my dart and I've gone to iron. I've given it a good press. This part is for my zipper. I added interfacing to give it stability. So I've joined all my front pieces and this is what it looks like. I've ironed it and I also notched the curved part. This is my lining. So the next thing I'll do is to join them on the sides. I'm going to join the back and the front on the side same. Fabric to fabric and lining to lining. I'm going to do them separate. The lining will be separated from the fabric at this point. So I'll just pin that down. And then for my sleeve, I have joined my sleeve on one side. Remember, it was a long fabric. I've joined it on one side and I've ironed it. I've given it a good press. Now, the next thing I will do on the sleeve is to notch the middle part. I'm going to notch the middle part because I want the seam line to be at the underarm. I don't want the seam line to be at the top. So I want to hide the seam line at the underarm. So I need this notch. So I'm going to fix my seam line on where my notch is. Okay, so that's it. I'll just pin it down. So I'm going to draw gathers like I said at the top and also at the bottom to give it that look on the picture. At this point, I have joined all the side seams I left 1 inch seam allowance and I've used my 1 inch to join the sides, and this is what it looks like. And then I've also fixed my zipper, so I'm making progress. Let me just insert my zipper and show you what it looks like. Okay, so this is how my zipper looks, and that's the lining. And then this is the sleeve part. I have gathered the sleeve at the top and at the bottom. So the next thing will be to attach my sleeve to the bodice on the front part. So what I'll be doing is, remember I said this line, the joining line is going to be inside. So I'm going to arrange it in such a way that it is inside. It's going to be at the back. So I'll gather from the center front to the side. I'll sew it on my fabric and then I'll use my lining to turn. I'll use my lining to turn the sleeve neatly. Then do an understitch to keep it in place. So here I am right now. I have attached my sleeve to the fabric and used my lining to turn it. I also did an understitch. And then I've also worked on the hemline. I added hemming tape because I couldn't do an understitch at the hemline. So I'm going to use the hemming tape to keep it firm. So this is it right now. I'll just take it back to my sewing machine and then lock this part. I'm going to sew one part, leaving the other part open so I can turn it inside out from that part. After turning it, I will use my hand needle to do an invisible stitch to lock everything neatly. So guys, this is the final result of the top. It came out so beautiful. In another video, I'll be showing you how to make the palazzo pants. Thank you guys for watching till the end. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel.